TIFU by not knowing who Asia was. So this wasn't today. It was actually quite a few years ago. I was in school. I had a very small group of friends and stick to them. When we were all called to an assembly during the day, I turned to my friend and said me, "Hey, do you know what this is about, friend? We're raising money for Asia." Me, "Oh, why are we doing that, friend? Asia has cancer." Me, genuinely confused, "Doesn't every place have cancer?" My friend said I was being an asshole and I genuinely didn't know what she was talking about. I went on to the assembly to see a girl on the projector doing a video call. She'd had just been through chemotherapy and was saying hi to us. It had just then hit me. Asia was the girl who had just been diagnosed with cancer in our town. Her name was Asia. They were not talking about the country. I felt like such an asshole. TLDR, Asia had cancer. She was a girl who went to my school. Asia isn't a country, it's a continent. Hopefully the chemotherapy worked and revived the youth in Asia. Can you point to Asia, the country, on a map for me? TIFU by thinking Asia was a country. In the late 90s, I was a TA in a small college. Princess Diana had died recently, and there was lots of blame on the paparazzi. One young woman commented that, "I keep hearing about him. They need to just arrest paparazzi. I'm always hearing about him causing problems. Why do they just let him get away with stuff?" In her mind, this was a guy named Paparazzi, presumably like Papa Smurf. One guy. Ellipsis. You know Asia isn't a country, right? I thought you were talking about the band. Her name was Asia. They were not talking about the country. TIFU by not knowing what Asia was. How do you feel about youth in Asia? More like TIFU by saying Asia is a country. I have a niece named China. My oldest child was being a brat, trying to be funny, but failed and was very annoying. When he was about 4, jokingly, I told him if he didn't stop doing whatever obnoxious thing he was doing, I was gonna send him to China. I meant the country, far away, so he wouldn't be able to terrorize me. He got all excited about going to his cousin's house and went to pack a bag. At that point, I realized I'd messed up. He's grown now and still annoys me on purpose cause he thinks it's hilarious. I threatened to send him to Antarctica these days. It was the heat of the moment. Asia isn't a country, asshole. S. There is also no country called Asia. You really are confused if you think the entire continent of Asia is only one country. This reminds me when my Korean friend was in science class with me, and the teacher asked her, "What is your opinion on euthanasia?" She said, "I don't really have one. I haven't been back to Asia since I was a toddler." Youth in Asia woman facepalming. Asia is also not a country. Lol, very common Polish name, it's pronounced Asia but you spell it Asia. Am I the only one who is here to say you aren't an asshole for this? You just didn't know her. Your friends were the assholes actually. For not simply clarifying, the girl at our school. Not the continent dude. My dude, Asia isn't a country, it's a continent. And a girl, I guess. Asia was the girl who had just been diagnosed with cancer in our town. Her name was Asia. They were not talking about the country. I hate to break it to you. Asia is not a country.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.